Travis Wingizel. So, church news time. And with the permanent change now to the movie version on the front page, they're eliminating Mormons from reviewing past conferences by no longer doing the conference talk of the week, which I've been picking on them for, as they keep repeating the conference topics. We've still got until October, assuming we're all going to live and survive the Holocaust this year. It's the bicentennial year of the day that shall burn as an oven, and they that come shall burn you. Kind of have to have a prerequisite knowledge of the subject matter that I talk about in my videos. Kind of essential to your eternal salvation. And also they took down Oakes's Brigham Young devotional back in May, wasn't it? And so it could have been me. Oops. And so, yeah, you have to go to the site, know where to go to what you need, because it's going to be complicated otherwise if you just go to see what they have. It's not user friendly. They just refuse to fix it. And so, yeah, they're doing this change to do away with the conference talk of the week and any devotionals and highlights of the week and certain topics and events that they will have. You have to search for where to go to find them now. And so the main news story was really all about the primary presidency now. You know, Sister Cordone had been taking her turn multiple times to groom Mormons for the burning and the child bride polygamy afterward, but now it's the primary presidency's turn. They have been involved in a publication of little 8-year-olds for when they are put into bondage in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And yeah, baptism. And baptism makes you a slave in the church. Chattel. You now have to pay tithing to the church. So 10% of anything you get, whether it's your babysitting, lawn mowing, paper route, lemonade stand, you got to give 10% to the church now. It's illegal to steal money from kids. You know, IRS, you have to be incorporated with an actual company, and the little 8-year-olds aren't qualified, and yet it's illegal. But the church does it anyway, and they claim religious freedom. Can't touch us, can't judge us. We can violate the Constitution in the United States of America's laws all we want, because we're a religion. We don't have to obey you. So yeah, Article of Faith number 12, throw that out the window. We believe in being subject to kings, presidents, rulers, and magistrates, and obeying, honoring, and sustaining the law. And the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints has always been saying, bleep you. Leave us alone. These are harems that are tied up in the basement, pregnant. They're ours. Jesus told us to do this. So that's what baptism's all about in the church. It's no longer about a religious ritual. And we can go over the tithing that Brigham Young wrote for the 1844 edition of the Doctrine and Covenants and blamed Joseph for. I covered it the other day. And so these are people who own corporations. Verily, thus saith the Lord, I require all your surplus property to be put into the hands of the bishop of my church in Zion for the building of my house, for the temples. You have to pay to get into the temple, not just pay for the temple to be built. That's where it all began, was Brigham Young, because this wasn't Joseph. And I've done the video explaining it. For the laying of the foundation of Zion. Yeah, this is where the church has been hoarding money for. In Brigham Young, it was an act of Zion. This was the Temple Square back then. When he fled the country, sex-trafficked women to the valley here, murdered the native inhabitants, and for the priesthood, so that their missions could be taken care of in recruiting more women for the harems and for the debts of the presidency, priestcraft. The presidency of the church get paid for priestcraft, right there. Section 119. And so this is just the beginning of tithing of Mormons. After that, after you've paid that money, you now have to pay 1/10 of your interest annually. You are an owner of a corporation, a business. And it's now been changed, as Brigham Young or Ezra Taft Benson has come out and said that it means 10% of your wages, any source of income. And yet they won't take gambling money, though if you don't say it's gambling money, they'll take it. If you don't say it's laundered money, they'll take it. If you say that it's part of a criminal operation, they'll take it. If you don't. But that's what they do with the money. They launder it, and all sorts of criminal purchases are made with the money. You know, like the war in Ukraine. Did you know that was paid for by your tithing money? What do you think Nelson was talking about when he mentioned in his solemn assembly conference, and a major city yet to be determined in Russia? And then there's the Shanghai. Yeah, he does business with these countries. It has nothing to do with the religion. So it's all about Zion, the kingdom, to overthrow the government of the United States of America. And they've been working with, they've been controlling the secret combination in America, the Council for National Policy, established in 1981. They've been in charge of all the big events of overthrowing our government since then. It was only 3 years after 1978 when the church was able to get a quid pro quo with the government to repeal the Edmunds-Tucker Act so that they can prepare for child bride polygamy in Zion next year. That's why the church is shutting everything down and wrapping things up and pulling out brothers and other family members from positions around the world, sending them home in preparation for fleeing to abandon Mormons for the destruction this year. And you don't believe. Can't be true. It's Jesus. Learning of the Jews, Jesus. No. Learning of the Jews is a human prophecy of the latter days. Had nothing to do with Roman period Jesus, because he didn't exist. The Jews write prophecy. But you don't listen. Articles of Incorporation of the Corporation of the President of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. United States of America, State of Utah, County of Salt Lake. Filing number 16041. I, the undersigned, having been duly chosen and appointed President of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, in conformity with the rights, regulations, and discipline of said church, being desirous of forming a corporation for the purpose of acquiring, holding, and disposing of church or religious society property, for the benefit of religion, for works of charity, and for public worship. A land grab is what they're talking about. It's not religion. They're buying up land so that they can claim ownership when the United States falls. Under and pursuant to the provisions of Chapter 3, Title 19 of the Compiled Laws of Utah 1917 on... So it was just started in 1917? And that's... those bastards. On churches and religious societies, and all acts amendatory thereof, and supplementary thereto, for the purpose, do hereby make and subscribe in duplicate the following Articles of Incorporation. First, the name of this corporation shall be the Corporation of the President of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Second, the object of this corporation shall be to acquire, hold, and dispose of such real and personal property as may be conveyed to or acquired by said corporation for the benefit of the members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, a religious society for the benefit of religion, for works of charity, and for public worship. Such real and personal property may be situated either within the state of Utah or elsewhere, and this corporation shall have power. Oops. Without any authority or authorization from the members. Did you hear that? Of said church or religious society. To grant, sell, convey, rent, mortgage, exchange, or otherwise dispose of any part or all of such property. Members are not members. He calls members members, but that second says that the corporation does what they do without the authority or authorization of the membership. So, how was he chosen again? He's not chosen, is he? It's a sustaining vote, which is not a vote. You are chattel. That's what it means. They collect tithing from the membership. It is exactly like a corporation, a business, where they have memberships and you have to pay for the membership. Usually it's a lifetime membership or a monthly membership fee or a yearly membership fee. For the church, it's 10% the rest of your life. And the richer you are, the more righteous you are. Because you get rewarded for being a wealthier Mormon. Just ask John Huntsman Sr., who's now dead. He was left as a member of the 70 longer than being 70 years old. Because he's rich. And so he had an important assignment from Jesus, which was necessary to violate the traditional role of a member of the 70. But he wasn't good enough to be an apostle. He was used for his money. Gail Miller, you listening? Third, the estimated value of the property of which I hold the legal title for the proposed aforesaid at the time of making these articles of incorporation is $1,500,000. Fourth, the title of the person making these articles of incorporation is President of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Fifth, the corporate seal shall contain the words Corporation of the President of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Say the name repeated frequently to disrespect and show what is irreverence to the name of Christ, and an impression thereof is hereto affixed. President of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, signed Heber J. Grant. State of Utah, County of Salt Lake, SS. On this 26th day of November, 1923, before me, Arthur Winter, a notary public in and for said county, personally appeared Heber J. Grant, who is known to me to be the person whose name is subscribed to the foregoing instrument as President of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and duly acknowledged to me that he executed the same as such President. Arthur Winter, Notary Public, residing at Salt Lake City, Utah, and his commission expired December 1st, 1973. So 50 years you get to be a Notary Public. That's what the primary presidency is doing for the 8-year-old kids